What's up, viewers? This is the first podcast of TV Sports Show. After 1,271 days since Lionel Messi lifted that trophy, the World Cup is back again. It's me, Joeezy, and I'm with my brother
Big J.
Yeah, we are here to give you insights about the World Cup. Of course, we already know it's being hosted by America, Canada, and then Mexico. We are here to talk about who will shine, who will be the dark horse, who is going to win the World Cup. Of course, we also talk about individual players. We will talk about the African teams. We also talk about Ghana. Of course, we have to talk about the Black Stars. We cannot talk about the World Cup without talking about the Black Stars. So, Jane, so far so good.
Yeah,
After 4 years, the World Cup is here.
it's finally back.
Yeah. So, what's your general feeling?
The World Cup is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, sports events in the whole world. So I'm sure everyone around the world is happy that club football is over and now everybody's moving to the country. Now, one thing I like about this World Cup is that this is going to be the largest tournament ever. Ever since FIFA introduced more countries, this one is going to be very huge. So we are expecting more action and more thrill and excitement.
All right, but before we start, let me ask you this. I don't know about the politics going around with Donald Trump, and don't you think it might affect anything, the excitement, or you think the sports will still showcase?
Well, I think I read an article from the FIFA president where he said we are just here for football. So I think I'll go by those words. We are just here for football. Politics and wars can wait behind. Now it's time for football. So let's focus on football. And I'm sure it's all going to be about football.
All right. So then, where should we start from? No other place than their continent. So I think we have 10 representatives currently: Ghana, Morocco, Senegal, Egypt, Algeria, Tunisia, South Africa, Cote d'Ivoire, Cape Verde, and then Dr. Congo. Now, unfortunately, due to the incidents that is happening in South Africa, a lot of Africans are claiming that they want them out of the World Cup just after 3 matches. What's your thought?
Oh, well, I think most people have their reasons as to why they want South Africa out of the tournament. But to me, I think we should put all beefs aside and focus on Africa because we need more African representatives at the World Cup. So I'm not a fan of we hating the South Africans. Despite what they are doing, we are still one Africa and one love. So I'm not a fan of hating the South Africans, but though what they did may not be the best way to solve the problem, I think we should all support one another, especially we the Africans.
All right. So let's continue from there. So which African country do you think, because we had Morocco get to the semi-final, before that Ghana and then Cameroon got to the quarterfinals. So do you think there's any other African country who can go to the finals this edition?
Oh, yes. I'm tipping Morocco to do wonders like they did in the previous tournament. I would prefer Senegal too, but looking at their group, I don't think they are going to make it out of the group. Or maybe they will have one of the third best place finishes. But even with that one, it makes their road throughout the tournament very difficult. But I'm tipping Morocco. Morocco, they have a very strong squad, and now they have beefed it up with other players from top clubs. We have people like Hakimi, El Naziri, their goalkeeper Bono, all gaining experience. So I'm tipping them to do wonders again.
All right. So let me ask you about the incomers. That's the debutants, Cape Verde and then Dr. Congo. I'm very particular about Cape Verde because I remember very well when they played the Black Stars. I was so marveled by the way they played. And not just that game, they have also dominated other African opponents in the AFCON. Do you think they might be one of the third best teams to qualify to the round of 32?
Well, based on their previous performances, I am also looking at them very well. But you see, the World Cup can be full of surprises, and I'm one person who is optimistic that this in this tournament, the African countries are going to do very, very, very well. Because I looked at the friendlies they played, and it's like most of the African countries are doing very well. They are dominating play. Now it's not all about them being defensive anymore. They're actually trying to play and dominate other teams. So I'm very optimistic about not just one African country, all of them, and Cape Verde being included.
All right, so let's also focus on Egypt based on your expectation. They have never won a game in the World Cup. Do you think this year they might just do that?
Looking at some of their players, and they left their striker, the Nance striker, behind. Well, if Egypt will do well, we all know that there has to be one man who has to perform, and that is Mo Salah. If he's able to bring his A game, I think the others will be inspired and they will follow through. Unlike previous editions where, like 2018, he went to the World Cup injured. So by this time around, I think he's fit. And I'm not sure he will bring his Liverpool form, because this season things didn't really go well like expected. But I'm hoping that he will inspire his country, since now club football is over.
All right, so let's then now come home. Come home before we leave Africa. Let's come home. Even though yes, we will also be here before they play Panama. Let's look at the general. What's your general feeling about Ghana Black Star? Looking at our friendlies that we had, we almost lost every friendly match. For a moment, Ghanaians wish we never qualified for the World Cup, because we are just going to disgrace ourselves. Until Otado was sacked, a lot of Ghanaians are optimistic. Watching the Wales game, they were kind of, oh, I think the Black Stars will do well. What's your general feeling about the Black Stars?
Oh, well, I think generally, with how the team has been handled in previous years, that has brought about why now most Ghanaians don't follow the Black Stars anymore. We all know that previous years, money issues and how other members of the GFA have been have been doing nepotism. That is bringing their players from the academy. If you are not from their academy, they will not bring you to the Black Stars. I think that is what has brought about some of the distaste from Ghanaians. But looking at this, our team now, well, I have my reservations, especially with our defense, with Jiku out. And now, I'm not against Baba Rahman coming in the team, but he made it clear to us that anytime he played for the Black Stars, Ghanaians insulted him, and it was affecting his mental health. So during the qualifiers, he was called, he never came. But suddenly we are going for the World Cup, and he's suddenly available right now. To me, it's the same as Hanson Odoi and Nketiah, who I think, if we're part of this team, gives us another dimension. Now, football is not run on sentiment. So I disagree with the GFA for not giving those boys a chance, because we all know that Inaki Williams has lost his explosiveness. Though he still has the pace, but he has lost it. This season at Athletic Club, I wasn't too impressed with his performance. Jordan Ayew too, our veteran striker, though he has the skill and the creativity, he's not somebody who is going to give us the goals like how top strikers used to play for Ghana, like the likes of Asamoah Gyan, Dramani. All those guys were players who could deliver us the goals. I don't see Jordan Ayew delivering us the goals. So I for once expected that since we are going to bring players like Baba Rahman,
Mm-hmm.
then we should have also brought Nketiah and Hans Nodoe because they give us other dimensions, but especially with Kudus out. Now our creativity is going to come from the flanks, and we only have Semenyo. Now Sulemana is around, but he is not been very
Good.
impressive. Though his move to Atlanta, everyone thought he was going to shine since Lukman was no more there. He didn't live up to the hype and expectation, so not much is expected from him. And strangely to Penstill, who plays in the USA and knows the weather condition and everything,
The pitch and everything.
was not picked. So I don't really know how they are going to do, but like I'm not the coach, so but I know they will probably have a plan. Now Ghana has also thrived in the midfield. When you look at the likes of, we have had the likes of Kevin Prince Boateng, Michael Essien, Sule Muntari. Now this time around, it looks like our midfield is also is very, very weak. No, though Partey is around, this is not the Partey we used to know. And if you watched our recent friendly, you could see that he's off the pace a bit. So it's interesting to see how the coach will gather momentum and encourage the boys. But like I said, we have to be hopeful and optimistic that the Black Stars will do well.
All right. So thank you. I think, like I said, when the game is fast approaching, we will also talk about it, delve into the tactics and everything. So now let's move overseas. Let's go to Europe. I think viewers will want to hear more about the European countries as well. I've seen a lot of Ghanaians, instead of supporting the Black Stars, are supporting countries like France and Portugal, who, by the way, when I saw their lineup, I was like, yeah. I mean, this is a footballing nation. So, what's your take? The European countries, which team marvel you the most?
Oh, well, during every World Cup, we all know that they are favorites. Now, countries like France, Portugal, like you said, Germany, though Germany during the last two editions have been very underwhelming, but this time around with their manager, Nagelsmann, I think there's going to be a little bit of improvement. Now, when you take the Americans to the likes of Germany, Brazil, these are countries that are always favorites. But this time around, I will want to really ask to take a look at the Norwegian team. Yes, they won all of their 8 matches, and their striker, Erling Haaland, scored 16 goals. That's a very, very good feat. Now, they are in group with France, and I'm really, really expecting to see their match because the France national team has also been, it's also there. They are there. They have the squad, the likes of Olise, Dembele, Rabiot, Kylian Mbappe, of course, who is the main star of the team. Now, during the 2018, 2022, he has always been asked to play on the flanks, that is the left-hand side. Now, that was because they had Olivier Giroud, who was more of a target man. This time around, Giroud is no more there, and Dembele is now there. But during their previous match, he played Didier Deschamps played Kylian Mbappe and Dembele as the strikers. And I think journalists questioned him, and he made the statement that he's not mad to play Kylian Mbappe as the striker because over the last few years, Kylian Mbappe has played as a striker. But to me, I think Dembele offers them more as a number 9. Kylian Mbappe is always going to drift onto the left-hand side. So if Didier Deschamps will be able to, if he's really going to get more from the Mbappe from that front 3, then I think he should make the bold decision to play Dembele as the number 9 and Mbappe on the left-hand side. Because take it or leave it, Mbappe is the star of this team. At 18 years old, he was already the star of the team. I hear people saying it's his fault, Madrid didn't do well, and if he's going to bring that, his ego and selfishness is going to cause the France team a whole lot. I don't believe so. I do not believe so. He is a star of the team. He was built for moments like this. But he has to operate from the left hand side. Then maybe sometimes drift into the box. That is how he plays his football. So I'm looking to see how Didier Deschamps will put all those stars together. Then we also have England. Now, for this World Cup, I think the manager who was very, very brave and courageous was Thomas Tuchel. I mean, he dropped a lot of big names like Phil Foden, Cole Palmer, Adam Wharton, and to me, my surprise, Morgan Gibbs White. Now, we all know how the British media is. So, I'm just hoping that whatever that he plans to do will succeed, because if he doesn't, then I'm sure he's going to be the first manager to be sacked after the World Cup, because he left so many stars behind, and the British media, they are quite hoping that things don't go his way so that they can have more storylines for their shows. But I'm hoping that with whatever that he's planning to do, he succeeds, because if he doesn't, then I'm sure he's going to be the first manager to be hacked. Now, a lot of people are saying that maybe this year is going to be Portugal's year. I don't think so. To me, maybe.
Why do you say that?
To me,
I was one of those people.
To me, I think they are going to be one of the countries that are going to disappoint a lot. Yes,
really?
We have the likes of Vitinha, Joao Neves.
I mean, that midfield, Bruno Fernandes, best season ever.
Bruno Fernandes. But I look at their manager and I see what he wants to do, and most of the attackers is going to, the midfield will do their job all right, but most of the play is going to rely on the attackers. Ronaldo is 41 years old. He is no more the Ronaldo that we used to know, who could clutch games and decide that this game I'm going to win it.
Oh, but I think, sorry to cut you, I think he did that for Al Nassr. He won Al Nassr their first league title in over 7 years.
He won Al Nassr their first league in over
7 years.
Over years. Yeah. But I believe that if Portugal are going to perform, then Martinez has to do a lot, because they has to find a way to make the likes of Rafael Leao, Bernardo Silva, all these people come to play, which I don't think will be possible, because looking at the season Rafael Leao especially had, it's not too convincing. Now the likes of Joao Felix are also there, but these players in the times of need, they really underperform. Now, in a difficult game where they meet a very compact team, and you want to take Ronaldo out, who do you bring? France can take out Dembele and bring in another player. They can take out Mbappe.
Thuram and all the
Yes. France can take out Dembele, bring in Thuram. They can take out Mbappe and bring in Doué.
They also have Mateta.
Yes,
on
their defense is strong too. Spain too. We all know Spain on paper is one of the weakest teams until you actually play them and you realize that you are not even getting to play some of the football. They are retaining the ball and doing everything. Now, what if you meet a compact team, like let's take 2022 World Cup, after Morocco scored and gave them a low block? What happens to that? Now, they are going to rely on the likes of Gonzalo Ramos, who is a good player, but I don't think he's there yet. So, I don't really see Portugal doing well. Like I said, they are one of the teams I'm tipping to be very disappointing in this World Cup. Forget about the group stage. Everybody will go out of the group, and especially with the number being increased, in even 8th, 3rd best place will also leave the group.
Yes.
Now, the problem lies with the knockout stages, where you are going to meet teams who have been drilled on how to face other teams. That is where the problem lies, and that is where I see Portugal falling short. Now, Germany too, like I said, the last 2 editions has been very, very, very underwhelming. So this time around, I want to see how Nagelsmann will improve the team. Okay. Yes, they have a very easy group, and like I said, most of these countries are going to go out of their groups. But what will happen is that at the knockout stages, you meet teams that are have also been drilled on how to play against you, and that is where the managers and their tactics will come into play. Now, when we go to Asia, I think in Asia is Japan who have been the surprise package. Now, in 2022 World Cup, they defeated Spain after a goal behind, and Germany too after a goal behind. Now, they have some certain players like Minamino. They have their goalkeeper, the Palmer boy, and they also have a lot of players who are very, very, very good players, and on their day can cause harm to any team. So if any country is going to face Japan, I'll be very, very cautious on how to play them, because those boys have been drilled very, very well. So like Ablat, everything, I'm expecting a very thrilling and exciting World Cup with many goals and passion from the fans. And of course, when we come to America, the Samba boys, Brazil, yes, they are favorites to win every World Cup. Yes, now,
5-time winners.
Yes, the 5-time winners, they are favorites to win every World Cup. Now, I saw a lot of outbursts when Joao Pedro was dropped in place of Neymar. And I agree 100% with Ancelotti. If you disagree with Ancelotti, go back. That's why there's always videos you can watch. Go back to 2022 World Cup. The 1-1 draw they played with Croatia. Look at the goal Neymar scored. How many players in the world can score that goal? Take the ball, dribble through the defense, use his balance to shield the ball, and score a goal. Now, Brazil will need Neymar a lot, more than they will need Joao Pedro. Yes, Joao Pedro has been very good for Chelsea, no doubt about that. And I believe he should have been on the flight to the World Cup. Certain players like Martinelli shouldn't be there. But I'm not the coach, and the coach knows best. But to say that Ancelotti made a mistake picking Neymar over Joao Pedro is a very wrong statement. Brazil needs Neymar at the World Cup. And lastly, Argentina, who are the champions. Now, the coach also went with exactly the same squad as the 2022 World Cup, with just a few changes, with the likes of Lo Celso even making the squad. Now, we are hoping that Lionel Messi can show his magic again and so that Argentina can have a very good tournament. But I don't see them retaining the trophy. If this time around, I see the World Cup going to Europe, either France or Spain, to win it. All right.
So thank you. I think we're out of time, but I have 2 questions for you, straight answers. Who do you think wins the World Cup, and then will Kylian Mbappe leave America as the top scorer of the World Cup?
Well, to answer your first question, I think Spain will win the World Cup. They have a very good and an excellent coach. And like I said earlier, on paper you see their team to be a set of ordinary players, but when you meet them on the pitch, you realize that this is a very, very well drilled team. And yes, for sure, I see Kylian Mbappe scoring more goals. And like I said, for him to thrive, I want to see him, or Didier Deschamps, making that bold decision to put him on the left-hand side. If you put him at the number 9, he will score the goals, but it's going to affect the team. But Kylian Mbappe is a top player, and I'm sure he'll bang in more goals and have a very good tournament.
All right, so thank you, Jay. It's unfortunate, we would like to talk more, but we're out of time. So hit the like button and then the subscribe button. We will be here to also give you more videos as the World Cup goes on. It's me, Joe Wizzy. Bye-bye.